hello, please? Thank you for coming. It's so good to see you again. Yes, this is our second meeting. Yes, I did request that we meet on a monthly basis. I think that is necessary. Once again, as your financial advisor, this is advice. Nothing is forced. It's all guidelines and just tips that I think will help you reach your financial goals, okay? Alrighty? Well, I know that I did give you some guidelines, some spending routines and changes that I suggested that you implement. How do you feel you were able to implement those? Okay, good. Alrighty. I know that when you first came to me, you did experience quite a big loss with Mima's pre-inheritance. Were you able to retract the rest of your investments with Diggy Do, Diggy Don't coin? I remember you kept saying something about diamond hands, but I don't see any. That's fine. $45 is better than no dollars. Alrighty, well, I think moving on to our next topic will be your goals. Financial goals that you talked with me about. I did mention this last time, but I do like to write everything down. It just helps me remember better. Yeah. Alrighty. So here I see that you wanted to make the check engine light in your car go away for good. Is that still okay? Well, I was actually able to speak to a mechanic, and they did agree to run a diagnostic on your car for nothing at all. So potentially they will be able to find out what's wrong, and they can, price out costs, labor, all that stuff. I'll go ahead and email you with their information. But before you make any large financial decisions, I would just like for you to give me a call. I am available for you any time of day or night. Yes. Of course. Alrighty. Okay. So here, next I have pay off debts, and you wanted to increase your credit score. I have been working on collecting all of the data we're going to consolidate all of that debt. And then we can start chipping away at that debt. I understand sometimes that initial number can be daunting, but I can assure you so far you don't have much to worry about. This is something we can work with, and we are not going to let that sit over our heads like a gray cloud blocking sunlight. Anyways, so your next goal, you said, was to purchase a home. And then you said you wanted to buy a boat. And finally, you want to retire by the age of 45. Have you reconsidered? I think 60 is, we can work with 60. Okay. Alrighty. Bumping that up. Let me go ahead and also update that in my system. That's going to change some charts for me. Good. Alrighty. So, next I wanted to go over some pie charts with you. I did print them out to look over. So, here are all of your expenses, all of your money, and I have pieced it out into fairly large categories. They're not very specific, but I do have many subcategories within my computer. But just for simplicity, I wanted to show you this. So here we have housing. I would consider these to be fixed expenses. They are non-negotiable. You have to pay rent every month. You have to pay for internet, water, garbage, all that. Even cell phone bill I would lump within this group here. So this is fine. You know, unless things were to change in the future, where your rent went down, or if it went up, then of course, if it goes up, that slice would get bigger. Keep in mind that will cut into something else if your wages have not increased. But yes, if your wages increase, those fixed cost slices will get smaller. Okay, and then we have our savings. So the savings slice right here is quite small. I can hardly see it. Can you see it? It's hardly there. That will change over time. And we have leisure spending. And daily spending. So these are other things that I would somewhat considered to be non-negotiable, such as gasoline, transportation money, groceries, necessities that we need to just get by. Now here is what I would like your pie chart to look like in the future. Okay. So here we have our housing. It is the same size. That's something we cannot really change right now. I also am not suggesting any kind of rash decisions like moving in with more people or moving in with a partner. No, you're doing fine. This is just what we have right now, okay? Alright, so we have our daily spending here. Should be roughly the same. And I want that savings slice. I want it to get bigger. Okay. Roughly half the size is leisure. We don't want to cut out all leisure. Leisure spending can bring happiness, depending on what you purchase. But I do want it to get down. So we have your chart, ideal chart, your chart. It's a good one. And here's just a different one. Okay. Alrighty. So that is just food for thought. Something to think about. I did request that you bring in a few of your leisure purchases so that we can go over them together. I want you to understand something. I am not trying to hurt you. I am trying to help you. You did request the Supervise Me package, so I am here. I will be scrutinizing a bit more than another financial advisor package would provide, but these are necessary, okay? Okay. And when I was your age, nobody wanted to give me a credit card. I promise. Now I have American Express. They reach out to me almost daily. But I've seen their stock prices going down, so I don't think so. Alrighty, let's see a purchase. Okay. Alrighty, so first off, my first question is, what is it? What? A top? Okay, very nice. I will say that the quality feels nice. The fabric is very soft. Beautiful color. Please don't take offense to this, but realistically, how often do you envision yourself wearing this? Okay, Do you plan on going to a job interview with this? Okay. A bat mitzvah. Alrighty. It is with my expertise opinion that you make an attempt to return this. Okay. In that case, we would be able to just put that into savings. Okay. Alright, let's see the next one. Okay. Wow. I must say this is quite gorgeous. Now, just a question. What is this? What do you think this is? Citrine? Okay. Let me mention that citrine typically doesn't grow in clusters like this. This orange color doesn't really reflect that of citrine. And also please notice on the bottom it's white and on the top is orange. My dear, I believe you have purchased heat treated amethyst. It's still beautiful. I've had many clients come to me and they immediately buy citrine and they come back with something like this. Heat treated amethyst. So I have your bank statement here. I did want to talk about that. So I'm not quite sure the significance of your crystal, but I would suggest reaching out to Etsy seller Best of Expletive and seeing if they could Best of luck. Yes, so sorry. Best of luck. Contact them and see if they would be willing to refund. I know typically Etsy sellers don't practice this custom, so please make an attempt. Alrighty. Now, what is your final thing to show me? Okay. What is this? Oh. That is quite nice. I can see this being very stress relieving. Good for the mind. This one you can keep. The other stuff I would like for you to try to return, that would be almost $100 that we can just move to savings. So I did look at your bank statement and I had a few questions for you. I'll go ahead and highlight the purchases that I was a bit confused about. That one, yeah. So, if you could offer some clarity on this one. This one. This one. Okay. Well, it looks like in that case your leisure spending slice should actually be slightly larger. But this is a work in progress. So we will be continuing our meetings. Please feel free to contact me if you are not quite sure if one of your purchases is an emotional finance investment or if it is more practical. Okay? Now I did want you to tighten down a little bit, but this is only temporary, okay? We are going to reach every single one of your goals and more, I promise. This is just the first phase. Alrighty. I did also look into your workplace. They have a management position that will be opening soon. If you care to increase your wages, I would consider doing the interview. But last time we spoke, you mentioned that your job was quite stressful. You may want to consider a lateral movement in the company and try to work your way up that way. It is up to you. Okay? Just food for thought. Now, do you have any questions for me? Okay. Alrighty, in that case, I will see you next month. We will discuss another pie chart. Of course. Alrighty. Well, you take care.